Happy Thanksgiving, everybody and every pony. I'm the Burn the Sky Cloud, and it's been well over 3 weeks since I've started the No Shave November challenge. As you can see on the mug of my face, I have a glorious beard. And it's kinda itchy at points. Nevertheless, I'm looking forward to shaving it by December 1st. And I'll be back to my beautiful, innocent baby face. In any case, as I've stated in my last video, I was going to list my top 10 favorites of the 6th season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. And going through the list, it was a really tough choice for this year since there were a whole lot of good episodes. This is my personal top 10 favorites. Here we go. Starting with number 10, we have the Crystalline. The Crystalline was a good opening for the season premiere. We get to go back to the Crystal Empire. Starlight is just all kinds of adorableness. And, of course, we have Flurry Heart. Yes. The innocent, the adorable alicorn that is Flurry Heart. Why? Just why? But aside from the alicorn baby, it was an overall good episode. You know, Starlight got to reunite with Sunburst. That was cute in the adorable kind of way. And we actually get to see some Spike Starlight socialness going on. Especially when Starlight got to listen to Spike's story of how he became Spike the brave and glorious. I should stop now. There isn't too much to say about this episode, though. The only thing about Flurry Heart I actually adored was her cry, which then broke the Crystal Heart, which actually surprised me. I wasn't expecting that to happen. The snowstorm, I feel, was a bit weak, in my opinion. But then again, the main 6 actually needed a little bit of a break from all the evil villains they've been facing against over the course of the past 5 seasons. And for some strange reason, there's a Mario stashed pony within the crowd. Speaking of the crowd, what happened to the population of the Crystal Empire? Did they all just, decide to stay indoors, or not just care about the Crystalline? Number 9, The Gift of Maud Pie. It was a better episode than I expected it to be. When Maud Pie was in the episode, I thought it was just going to be, a nonchalant episode, an okay episode. But then Maud got attitude. No, Maud got emotion. I was not expecting Maud to actually show that kind of anger through her blank stare. I mean, yeah. She was monotone, Nick, with that deadpan expression on her face, but You could see the anger in her eyes when she learned that Pinkie Pie sold her, or traded her, Pinkie Party cannon for a gift. Woo! I do not want to be on that receiving end.
Where's her cannon? You gave away your party cannon? I'd like to return this pouch for my sister's party cannon, please.
Number 8. Football season. When I first read the synopsis of the episode, I really wasn't expecting much out of it. But surprisingly, the episode turned out a lot better than I thought it would have been. And kudos to both Ashley Ball and Andrea Libman for doing twice the voice work. That's gotta really be rough on the throat. But then again, I wouldn't know. I don't voice act. But it's probably been the first episode in like a long time that centered only on Rainbow Dash, Applejack, Fluttershy, and Pinkie Pie. I don't think there's ever been an episode with those 4 before. And to top it all off, they actually made snails likable. That was a better episode than I expected it to be. And I'd definitely like to see more of that in future episodes. Number 7. The Gauntlet of Fire. As I've stated in my previous video, this was a great opportunity for Spike to ally both the Pony Nation and the Dragon Nation. And this episode is where he shines the brightest. He opens the doorway for a possible future of alliances between 2 different nations. And I hope that the writers can continue to develop Spike in that sense. And I'm also hoping to get to see more episodes of Spike getting to learn about his dragon heritage. Number 6 is Viva! Viva Las Pegasus! Okay, I had to do that. Finally, an episode where we get to go to a completely new city. I have been waiting on that for 6 seasons. And the waiting has paid off. I'm really hoping to get to see more of Equestria, like Saddle Arabia, or I can't remember what the name of this, there was a spot on the Equestrian map of a swamp. I don't remember the name right off the bat, but that's another place I'd like to be able to see. Wait. Did we see something about the swamp? Season 4, Episode 17, Send Pony to Watch Over Me. I think we briefly got to see a bit of the swamp, but I would like to see more detail, or at least a bit more. Or maybe even the desert. I don't even know what the desert's name is. Number 5, Our Second Francis. I really enjoyed Trixie's return in that episode. And it really played on Twilight and Trixie more being that Starlight was the middle pony. I really adore Starlight and Trixie's friendship. And I'd like to see another episode where Starlight befriends a rival of the main six. My first thoughts actually go to Lightning Dust from Season 3's Wonderbolt Academy. Much like with Twilight, Rainbow Dash could be hanging with Starlight, and Starlight makes a friend with Lightning Dust, and the same thing kind of happens. Like what happened between Trixie and Twilight. Number 4. Our Fault and Our Cutie Marks. I actually really adored Gabby. It was interesting to see whether or not a Griffin would be able to get a cutie mark. But I overall enjoyed Gabby's enthusiasm. And believe it or not, Scootaloo was actually the one to get a bit of the lead role for once. Considering that Scootaloo doesn't really get a whole lot of episodes. She had an okay episode in Season 3. It felt kind of... It was cringe-worthy. A little bit. A little bit of cringe-worthy. And then she had... the Season 4 episode. I can't remember what it was, but that really played off with her disability. But I'm not talking about that episode, I'm talking about Season 6 episode. Now, it makes one wonder, is it possible that other species could get cutie marks? I mean, look at Troubleshoes. He's a horse, and yet he got a cutie mark. So does that mean that only pony-related species can get cutie marks? Because there's also Sakura, and Sakura has a cutie mark. And I have... Oh, speaking of, I would love to see a bit of Sakura. Getting to know her background. And why she's in Ponyville. Well, not Ponyville. Equestria Forest. Everfree Forest. Everfree Forest, right. There's gotta be a Sakura episode. Plus... I got a good chuckle out of when Twilight, had her brain stop. Gabby's got a cutie mark! Squeech! Sorry. What? A Griffin got the cutie mark? I've got to learn this information. Research! Good episode. Number 3. The Times. They are a changeling. Once again, Spike gets to shine in this episode. Much like with the dragons, he's opened up the door to an alliance with the changelings, or in this case, Thorax. First ever changeling to not want love like the rest of his brethren. I'm going to say brethren. And it's adorable, the friendship between Spike and Thorax. Especially, Thorax is a precious cinnamon roll. The whole episode, he was just wide-eyed, so enthusiastic. Although, I do think the episode could have ended on a better note instead of being rushed with a song. But that's just my opinion on the matter. Number 2. To Where and Back Again. A Starlight's Tale. As I've stated, I really enjoyed that season finale, and I bet everyone is wondering why this is number 2 on the top 10 list. Why Sky Cloud? Why isn't this on the number 1 spot? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because there's an even better episode that I've immensely enjoyed. And I'll get to that in just a bit. But I pretty much covered To Where and Back Again in my last video. I ship the Thrixie. Thorax and Trixie have sailed. The ship Sun and Sail. I always get to enjoy Discord's appearance. And I really enjoy, again, the Changelings really blew my mind when they gave their love to the Changeling Empire. And yes, this is spoilers. I'm actually doing spoilers now. Unlike last week. I hope that, you know, the team can come back together again for a future episode when the main 6 are maybe out of town or they're off busy facing or not trying to protect Ponyville or some other area or city that has to call the B team in. Only, as I said with the lightning dust idea, she would make a really good addition to the team. The Reformation team. And before I get to my number 1 favorite episode, I have some honorable mentions. First is Dungeons and Discords. I loved getting to see Discord interact with both Spike and Big Macintosh. And I forgot what the name of their game was called, but whatever the name of the game was called, I feel that Discord could use his powers for that. You know, every time there's a D&D game, I'm just gonna say D&D because I can't remember the name of the game off the top of my head. He could use his powers for, you know, just that. You know, rather than taking over Equestria, he can go all out with his powers for roleplay games. And no pony would ever complain because it's within a certain boundary, and he's not really hurting any pony, right? But yeah, his powers can be used most in roleplay games. Wild fantasies come to life. Second honorable mention goes to Flutter Brother. Surprisingly, when I read some little leaks about season 5, there was mention of Fluttershy having a brother, and I was ecstatic to actually see what kind of brother she would have. But that was never delivered, and I was rather disappointed in that. But they made that up in season 6, and well, Zephyr Breeze wasn't exactly the pony I was expecting. But you know, he's likable in a kind of way. You know, he's so laid back, but he doesn't really take responsibility to heart. And it very much irritated me that he was hitting on Rainbow Dash when it was clear as day on Rainbow Dash's face that she had no interest in him. And yet, strangely, I kind of ship it. It's not my OTP with them. I actually saw on Facebook of a picture of Zephyr Breeze with Tree Hugger, and I ship that more because they have, like, they're both laid back. They probably have a lot in common. Tree Hugger could be Zephyr Breeze's motivation. But again, that's just a thought. I just like getting my ideas out there. Because who doesn't? People have ideas. They need to broadcast it. But, you know, whether or not it happens, there's always story writing. Or fan art. Or animation videos. Or SFM videos. Source filmmaker videos. I don't know what I'm doing. My mustache looks weird. I look like if I was to shave the beard off, I'd look like I was in an old Western movie. And now, drum roll, please. The number 1 favorite episode of season 6 is the Shadow Row Review. It was the best episode of the season. Unlike Canterlot Boutique, the main 5 actually put no, they didn't. They did put Rarity's best thoughts to heart at first, but when that didn't work, they got behind Rarity's eyes and thought about how she would want each of them to make the Manhattan Boutique, the Shadow Row, to their liking, and they really came through with that. You know, with Twilight's coordination, Rainbow Dash's test of Hiron, Pinky's idea of combining upstairs club with fashion. That was just astounding. If I were in Ponyville, if I lived in Manhattan, I would definitely want to visit this Saddle and Row time and again, because it is just so chillax. You know, you go in, you look around for clothes, and you just feel so relaxed because you got this soft beat music playing, and you got raccoons serving you food, and spoons. That's all I have to say, spoons. Oh, and props to the J. Jonah Jameson pony. And the Pinky clone. I got a good laugh out of the Pinky clone. Just, In any case, that was my top 10 favorite episodes of Season 6 of the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. If you have a favorite episode you want to comment, leave one. And, you know, if you want to see more videos of what I think on video games or movies or whatnot, you know, let me know. There was one other thing that I had on my mind. I don't remember it right off the bat. Oh, I remember now. The cutie map. I'm predicting for Season 7 that the cutie map is going to send Twilight and Pinkie Pie as a pair, Fluttershy and Rarity as a pair, and Rainbow Dash and Applejack as a pair. Although, I am curious to know, what is Spike's purpose or role of the cutie map? I mean, he's got a seat. I know he doesn't have a cutie mark, but still. You know, that would make a good episode for him to actually go to somewhere with one of the pair of ponies. And heck, maybe we'll get an episode down the road where 4 ponies go. Or maybe 3, or maybe 5. Who knows? I would like to see an episode where Apple Bloom goes and visits Bab's Seed. I'd like to see what what's the name of it? Baltimore. I'd like to see what Baltimore looks like compared to not Hoofington. I'm getting names mixed up. Manhattan. I like to see Bab's Seed return. But in the meanwhile, thank you everybody and every pony for watching this video. Stay tuned for more to come in the near future. Until then,